We are here today to announce that human remains were found yesterday in Fillmore County. This morning, the Southern Minnesota Regional Medical Examiner's Office performed an autopsy. Law enforcement has confirmed the remains are those of Madeline Kingsbury.
Welcome to the broadcast. On June 7th, Madeline Kingsbury's remains were discovered. Her ex, Adam Fravel, has been charged with her murder. My deepest sympathy goes out to her friends and family, who miss her very much. Today, I'd like to review what we've covered and compare it with new information on the case. If you haven't seen the previous videos in this series, I recommend you check them out to make a bit more sense of this broadcast. In part 3, I shared some prediction dates that could be related to her discovery, an arrest, or police announcements. So let's start. June 7, predicted in part 1. All that said, 62 and 67 are numbers for sacrifice, which is a major theme with Jesus and Easter. Madeline's birthday is 6/1, or June 1st. Jesus also equals 61. I wouldn't be surprised if she was found on a day where the date numerology is 26, 62, or 67, or if she remains missing for 26, 62, or 67 days. June 7, explained. On June 7th, Madeline's remains were found and her ex was arrested on suspicion of murder. I came up with this date using the King theme. King equals 67, which is 6/7, so June 7th. The crime chart also showed Jupiter, the King, at 18 degrees, the evil degree. 6 + 6 + 6 equals 18. In previous episodes, I discussed a love triangle in her life. Early reports also stated that she was found in brush off a gravel road. Love triangle and brush equals 67, like King. This number also ties to Madeline's Requiem Mass tattoo. I'll cover that a bit later on. July 20, predicted in part 3. This is when her ex Adam Fravel will next appear in court. I was waiting for an arrest to be made before saying the following in a video. During my earlier readings, I saw a vision of Madeline walking away from a verbal altercation. I heard a man shout at her. He said that she was a word beginning with WH and ending with RE. In my opinion, it's most likely an intimate partner who would say such a thing. That word also connected to the Mary Magdalene theme and how she is often portrayed. July 20, explained. Now, how did I come up with July 20th? I've mentioned before that Jesus, Easter, and the crucifixion were connected to this case. Jesus was 33 when he was crucified. July 20th is 3 months, 3 weeks since Madeline went missing. 3 months, 3 weeks is 3 and 3, 33. It is also 112 days since she disappeared. Catholicism equals 112. The moon. For this case, I was keeping an eye on the moon to see if it would in any way be relevant. The case is still ongoing, and after a new moon, a special prosecutor was brought in to help. But what I find really interesting is that the night before the arrest, I dreamed of 3 moons moving around and through each other. It might not be related to this case, but I still found it intriguing. Age 29. I am going to predict that someone involved might be 27 years old. My second guess is 33 years old, and then 29 years old. There is no logical reason for why I'm feeling 29. It's just not in my number decode. It just came through to me. Now that Fravel has been arrested, the media has started reporting him as being 29 years old. So I am glad that we got an answer for the 29 I had mentioned. Buried or trapped, tarot prediction. During a reading on May 2nd, I tried to look for a specific location. This card was a reasonably strong pull. It's like someone either trapped or buried, trapped, or a bit of both, explained.
Her body was found by a Fillmore County investigator on a remote stretch of road off Highway 43 north of Mabel at approximately 1:30 p.m. yesterday afternoon. The area had been previously searched, but Maddie's body was covered and concealed in such a manner that she was not visible.
When I pulled the Five of Wands, it clearly showed that she was buried or trapped. The authorities have said she was quote-unquote concealed and only found after a second search. She was wrapped and duct-taped in a bed sheet with a towel wrapped around her neck. So she was both buried and, in a way, trapped as well. I'm still trying to figure out why I didn't see her remains as being whole. Maybe the vision I saw denoted that it would be quite a length of time until she was found. Numbers 52 and 38.
That the remains were found at 1:30. What time was Adam Fravel arrested?
I think he was arrested, I would say later in the afternoon. I don't know that off the top of my head. Sorry, Chief. 5:20.
In earlier episodes, I've spoken extensively about number 52. Adam was arrested at 5:20 p.m. or 52 on June 7th. There are many 52s in this case, including for floods. Flooding was a major part of the searches as well. Now, this name is already in the media and on public Facebook pages, so when I say that Madeline's son's name is Noah, then that isn't new, and I have to say it in order for this to make sense. In the Bible, Noah was associated with flooding. He was 502 years old, like the number 52, when he started to have children. Adam was battling Maddie's parents for custody after she went missing. He was set to appear in court on June 6th, 6/6, the 6th day of the month, 6 days after what would have been Madeline's 27th birthday. And what about the original Adam from the Bible? This was a custody battle for the seeds of Adam, a sinful Adam. In the story of Eden, it was only Adam's wife that was deceived. She was deceived both by the serpent and by her lover. Adam knew what he was doing. Eve came from Adam's rib. Let's not forget Madeline's ribcage tattoo inscription, which in full references a king. Both the Kingsbury and Fravel families are deeply Christian. Madeline had a Catholic funeral mass tattoo. That tattoo equals the 38th prime. Noah and Adam Fravel both equal 38, the murder number. In a previous episode, I talked about how this can point to people that are involved in crime. Adam also told investigators that he was, quote, infatuated, end quote, with the Gabby Petito case. Infatuated equals 38. The Devil, a narcissist and an engineer. This card featured in part 2 and embodies the elements that make up a narcissist. I had never really seen it before this case, but the man in the middle has car engine parts coming out of his head. Adam is a software engineer. Remember the card about moving house and how Maddie's sister thought she was too good for a situation that she was in? If Adam is guilty, then the crime itself is the evil epitome of the narcissist. The narcissist doesn't just want to control your mind and your body, but your very soul as well. They won't allow you to spiritually start anew and be reborn, to have a new life and a new beginning, to end one cycle and start another. A part of me knew that they would find Maddie. The numbers and themes were too good and simply had to align with the work on the ground in order to lead to her discovery. In fact, as this case comes to a close, I view these numbers as positive, and that, although there were cruel ironies, justice can prevail. The inversion of faith here could change to balance. I wish her family well as they embark on the next part of the healing process. This episode concludes my Madeline Kingsbury series. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.